30. Good evening, I'm Steve Hensley. Many in the mountains were gathered in various places to get ready for the Great American Eclipse, including at the East Kentucky Science Center in Prestonsburg. For more, let's go live to WYMT's Buddy Forbes. Buddy.
That's right, Steve. The lawn here outside of the East Kentucky Science Center may be empty now, but just a couple of hours ago it was full of people taking in that eclipse. With science lessons and a special telescope on the front lawn and eclipse information, astronomy programs, and more inside, the Science Center and its Varia Planetarium invited the community members out to enjoy the sun and the moon for the 2024 eclipse party. Science Center employees say it was a great day full of fun with area families, giving them a chance to do what they do best.
This really feeds directly to our mission of spreading the joy of science to really anyone that we can talk to. So this is a great opportunity to show how accessible science can be and how fun it can be, and just to try and learn more about what is going on, and we're the perfect place to share that.
Now, employees say they had a great turnout here at the Prestonsburg campus, and they were excited to see so many other places around the region hosting those same parties. In Floyd County, Buddy Forbes, WYMT Mountain News.
Buddy, thank you. Science Center employees say they enjoyed the community coming out, but reminded everyone you don't have to wait for a marvel of the sky to drop by. You can check out their programs anytime during business hours. The solar eclipse began its track of totality across North America early this afternoon. Some people in Mexico were the first to witness the rare celestial event. A partial solar eclipse was visible on Mexico's Pacific coast. Totality, when the moon completely blocks the sun, came in that area at 2:07 p.m. Eastern Time. That darkness in the middle of the afternoon lasted about 4 minutes there. Astronomers say the moon cast a 100-mile wide shadow along the path of totality. This event is so big, folks from other parts of the world came to the United States to watch all the action. A man from Beijing, China, came to Indiana to witness the event that's unlike any other. The man says he came because it was likely the best place to see the eclipse.
Well, because the most visible in United States, and the weather should be okay in United States. I think the solar eclipse is the most amazing astronomical phenomenon on the Earth. So I'm coming for this.
And it will be 2 decades before the next total solar eclipse in parts of the U.S., and there will actually be back-to-back ones in the years 2044 and 2045. It's going to be a while. And we'll have more eclipse coverage coming up in our next half hour.
Well, if you could not see the eclipse from the ground, no worries. We could see it from space. This is from our satellite, and notice this loop here shows a little bit of a shadow from southwest to northeast. Notice it right there, and that is the moon covering up the sun's sunlight. And you can see that go from southwest to northeast, and again, that is the total solar eclipse from space. But closer to home, we are still dodging some clouds, also a few showers on the radar. Notice most of the action right now pushing into the Big Sandy Valley. A few showers not too far away from Inez and Martin County, also pushing into places in northern Pike County, also close to Prestonsburg over in Floyd County as well. And we are also tracking some mild weather. Those current temperatures in the upper 60s to lower 70s, up to 69 for Pikeville, 70 for Jackson, also in Hazard, and 72 in Irvin, also in Manchester at this hour. We are tracking some more mild weather, but also plenty of rain chances tomorrow, also on Wednesday, so the rain gear is your friend this week as we see hit or miss showers on Tuesday, Wednesday, possibly our next strong to severe storm threat by Thursday, and then drying out to kick off this weekend. More details on those rain chances, plus possibly a few strong storms by Thursday coming up in just a few minutes. Steve?
Cameron, thank you. A shooting in Las Vegas left 2 victims and a suspect dead. It happened at a law office. Police say the suspect, a man, killed himself. The victims were a man and a woman. The building was evacuated. The motive has not been determined. The U.S. has presented a proposal to try to bring peace to Israel. CIA Director Bill Burns presented to leaders from Israel, Qatar, and Egypt in Cairo over the weekend. The deal calls for pushing Israel to release more Palestinian prisoners. How many is unclear, but in past negotiations, the number has been around 700. In exchange, Hamas would free what are thought to be 40 Israeli hostages in the first phase of a three-stage ceasefire deal. Former President Trump's legal team filed a notice of appeal in his Manhattan criminal case. The judge planned to hear arguments in the case this afternoon. The trial is set to begin next week. A source says the filing relates to the gag order that's been imposed on Trump, as well as the venue for the trial. Trump's lawyers have previously contested the gag order and requested to change the location away from Manhattan. U.S. lawmakers have unveiled a plan to give all Americans a right to online privacy. Senator Maria Cantwell and Representative Kathy McMorris Rogers announced a discussion draft that would create a national law regulating how companies can collect, share, and use Americans' online data. The proposed American Privacy Rights Act covers virtually every type of organization an internet user might interact with on a daily basis. The law would ban the transfer of sensitive data to third parties unless explicitly given. The Southwest Airlines flight was in the air only minutes Sunday before the pilot had to declare an emergency. Shortly after takeoff, passengers started seeing a part from the plane break away. CNN's Laura Aguirre brings us more on how the terrifying incident unfolded.
There's a lot of, but
not what you want to hear when you've just taken off in an airplane, and not what you want to see. The cover flying off the engine. This was on a Southwest Airlines jet shortly after takeoff from Denver Sunday.
It's only by the grace of God that he got the message. He was calm, kept everybody else calm, and we landed safely.
High praise for the pilot who circled back to Denver safely for an emergency landing. Southwest apologized to passengers for the delay in a statement, adding that safety is their highest priority and their maintenance teams are reviewing the aircraft. The FAA is also investigating how the engine's cover, called a cowling, came loose and hit the wing flap.
There are 3 cowling latches that hold that cowling in place. So it appears that either one of those was not left latched properly or the mechanical piece itself failed.
Aviation safety analyst David Susi says a part like that should undergo at least 3 visual checks pre-flight, the first 2 conducted by ground crew maintenance.
But the last line of defense is the pre-flight inspection. The pilot is supposed to do the walk around before each flight and check those latches.
The investigation into the exact cause continues. The passengers aboard the Denver flight were all eventually rerouted to their destination of Houston, with quite a story to tell.
it was a little spicy, but we're all okay.
I'm Laura Aguirre reporting.
The Southwest jet was a Boeing 737-800. The aircraft manufacturer has been under intense scrutiny over safety concerns in recent months. Boeing declined to comment and referred any inquiries to Southwest. Actor Jonathan Majors must attend a year-long in-person domestic violence program for the assault and harassment of his former girlfriend. He was sentenced today. His case also included a non-criminal violation of harassment, for which there was no punishment, and misdemeanor assault, which was conditionally discharged. The actor will not serve jail time unless he violates the rules of his sentencing. Coming up on Mountain News at 5:30, the FAFSA is the key to unlocking a lot of state and